Hi everyone, and welcome back to SnowRunner on Hard Mode. Currently, we're in the middle of a tiny little island in the namesake river of Black River. And our little dude is asleep. Oh, there he is, woken up. Right, ignoring the Chevy though, we're jumping into the Fleet Star because today it's finally time to deal with a number of tasks and contracts, some of which have already started, and others we'll do along the way. Oh, we're stuck almost immediately. Now, in last episode, you may recall me mentioning a couple of times a big trailer full of concrete blocks, which I'm sure I could remember being on Black River, but wasn't actually able to find. And I was looking around on the map after recording the last episode, and it turns out, driven past it multiple times, even it's partially exposed. I think if we'd gone ever so slightly further towards it, we would have found it almost straight away. However, it was elusive, and we missed it a couple of times. So, the first thing we're doing is going back to the farm, because I forgot to pick something up. What a good start. I was too busy talking, and forgot what I wanted to do. Luckily, we're not too far from where we need to go. Although, I do seem to have got it stuck here. What am I stuck on? Oh no, this is not at all how I wanted to start the episode. I have no idea what I'm stuck on right now, because I can't see it in the dark. I'm guessing a tree stump or a rock. Luckily, we can winch out of it. What a fantastic start, everyone. Immediately forgetting what the plan was. So, we can all pretend that didn't happen. So what we meant to do was grab some consumables. When I remember the correct button to do that. So we want it on the loading platform so we don't pay for it. I'm actually just going to bring the truck a little closer to that, just so we don't tip over too much. I don't like the way that the truck's leaning. However, putting the anchors out first should hopefully help with that. And as soon as we bring the crane over here, we're kind of going against that lean. It's still pretty hairy though, I'm not gonna lie. That's one. Let's put the crane over there so we get the balance back, head on out, get another set of consumables on the platform. The truck. We're stuck again. Without anything good to winch onto. Oh no. This is not a good start, everyone. Right, Let's try and get that tree. I'm scared that's going to pull us over, but in a way the mud that is making us stuck was also kind of giving us a bit of support there. Right, and now I think we can actually begin as I'd intended to. So the plan is to first of all head on into the little town itself, take these consumables and pick up some wooden planks on the way. We're just going to leave them in town ready for a contract. I believe it's called Steel River Supplies. I might be wrong. It's the one where you have to deliver a fuel tanker, consumables, and wood to the town. Almost recovered there as well, just to add to the catalogue of disasters that the start of this episode has been. Very professional today. A bit croaky than usual as well. I think hay fever's doing a bit more of a number on me this morning, so if I sound a little weird, or weirder than usual maybe, that would be why. Honestly, it was a really fantastic idea starting this series during peak hay fever season. Could have waited, too eager. I just wanted to drive some trucks around and talk at you about it. So in fact we just passed the concrete trailer. We can't see it because we went a bit too far in the dark. It was literally just a couple of meters along the road away from our fuel trailer. I think we want to go right here to get to the lumberyard. We do indeed. So yeah, these consumables and the wood won't be delivered yet, because as far as I'm aware it's a two-stage contract where we have to get the fuel tankers there first. I mean, I'm guessing that we can actually check it when we get a little closer. I think the fleet start bouncing along the dirt road here. Through the little stream. And on towards the lumberyard. Just as dawn starts to break. It's starting to get a bit lighter. All these episodes tend to start and end with nighttime at the moment. And I think that's just naturally because I'm playing for roughly an hour each time, and I believe a day-night cycle in SnowRunner is about an hour. Although some of you may notice that the night seems a little short, and that's usually because when I'm finishing episodes or when I'm about to start them, I do spend a little bit of time on the map before each of them, just trying to work out what my plan will be for the episode at times. I don't always manage it, you know. You saw in the last episode that there was a fair bit of changing plans on the fly as we found more missions and discovered blocked routes, flipped a scout. But that's why sometimes the night seems to pass a little bit, because whilst you're on the map, it does time does pass. I'm not deliberately attempting to skip nighttime. It just happens naturally whilst I'm kind of planning, really. So when we get up into town, we'll double check to see whether we can deliver these straight away, or whether we just need to abandon them. Because we can just pop the consumables on the road and leave the trailer nearby until we deliver the fuel over, which I don't really want to do until we've siphoned off a large amount of it, so we can use it ourselves rather than delivering it whilst full. But for that, we need something to put it in. It's slow going up the hill, but again, we're still on highway tyres with the Fleet Star, and it's carrying a wee bit more weight at the moment. I think as it rounds out, we can probably afford to pop it into all-wheel and, I was going to say, see if we can get some more speed up, but that hasn't really changed anything. So I want to make sure these are left out of the way. Also somewhere where I won't forget them. So we'll probably do it on this street here. Park nicely for the trailer. That would do. So, the contracts we were talking about, that we've brought this up for, is it Steel River Supplies? It is indeed, so it looks like it's a two-step one. Ooh, maybe not. So let's see if we can pop these in here first. Consumables and wooden planks. For some reason I got it into my head that it's one way you have to take the fuel trailer first, then deliver these bits. But no, clearly not. Cool. So that's that done. Which also means we've got a trailer already here. We want that on the loading platform, of course, so we don't pay the fee for loading it automatically. I'm just trying to think the best way of picking these up. It's going to be some slightly tricky manoeuvres with the trailer involved. I'm not sure. Making a mess of things though. Seems to be the theme of this video. Right, tell you what, we'll grab these, so we can pop that. At least in the back of the Fleet Star. It wants to lift it. It does. And let's see if we can just pop it in the trailer while we're here. Don't know whether it'll reach. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, we can. There we go. Cheeky. We'll get another one. The loading zone is apparently blocked. That's because of where we're parked. So let's just reverse out of there. Get the next one. Get a bit closer to it this time. And then we'll be able to head on straight out the front by that gate. We are going to head back to the farm and complete, when I find it, wet harvest. Now, I'm sure there's some people out there who absolutely despise the way that I was just loading cargo, like sort of dumping it on the trailers and letting the pack cargo button do all the work rather than getting it all nice and lined up first. Soz, sorry. Just being lazy, really. It definitely does feel nicer and looks nicer when you do it properly, but the game allows me to take the shortcuts, so why not? Save a little bit of time. And ultimately, on hard mode, save yourself some fuel. Because while you're in crane mode, your fuel meter's still ticking down a little bit. Bounce our way through the stream here. I think we can't refuse a bit of photo mode as we pass by this view, so get ready for a little jump cut in a second. I'm really hoping you can't hear it, but there is someone outside going absolutely nuts with some sort of power tools. And from where I'm sat playing this, it's quite noisy. But I say hopefully the mic's not picking it up. I can't see any evidence on the recording screen, any sound waves to indicate that it is, but never know. If there is a horrid grinding noise in the background, well, I can only apologise. It's fairly tough going along here with all the metal beams in tow. It's quite weighty, and with the uneven surface, it certainly makes it a little more challenging. But there's plenty of trees either side and power poles, so if we do get stuck or need a bit of help, we've got the winch with plenty of support to do that with. And in a second, on the right, we're going to pass by the elusive concrete trailer that I've been missing several episodes. In theory, there it is. Look at that. Right in front of us, basically. We're going to come back this way in a second, so I'll grab fuel then. Now, as far as I can tell, SnowRunner doesn't give you the option to control where you take cargo from when you're dropping it off. So, for example, in this instance, we're dropping off one metal beam, and we don't have the choice, if we've got the trailer connected, as to whether it goes from the trailer or the truck itself. And I really want it to go from the trailer. Obviously, if I wanted it from the truck, we could just ditch the trailer. But if we want it from the trailer, we've got to do a quick bit of maneuvering. So we're going to detach the trailer. We're going to unpack the cargo in the truck, which means it registers that we don't have any metal beams on us. Then we're going to attach the trailer again. So now the game thinks we've only got metal beams in the trailer, which is where we want to drop them off from. Stop the engine for a second and drop the metal beams off. There we go. So that's 420 experience, 3,800 money. So we've got 12 grand in the bank, which is not a lot in the grand scheme of SnowRunner, but it's enough to cover a recovery or two if disaster does strike. Not that we want to do that, but it's there as an option. And now we can also repack those metal beams in the back of the truck. So I don't need this trailer anymore, but I also sort of don't want to drop it in exactly the same place as another one. So we're going to turn around. And now we're off to grab the concrete, or rather the trailer with the concrete blocks on. We're not doing we're not doing missing machinery. That just seems to have auto-chosen for us. What we're going to do now is grab those concrete blocks and head on up the road with the downed power pylons, the broken bridges, and start repairing things along there. So we're going to refuel, definitely refuel. You probably saw earlier when I almost recovered it. Thankfully we have that warning to stop us doing that by accident. I'm going to probably leave the trailer just on the, I was going to say just on the side here, but that's very in the way, so we'll actually bring it into the, I was going to say bring it into the yard. I keep changing my mind here, everyone. Let's just pop it there and hope for the best. I've probably found a better place to park it, but that'll do for now. Don't think we're going to be passing a lot on this road going forward. And here we go. The trailer that eluded us for so many episodes was actually right in front of us the entire time. Not quite in front, but just to the side of us. So let's pick that up and continue on our deliveries, or with our deliveries. A little bit far away. I thought that might be the case. And hopefully we'll be able to get out of here because we're pulling some weight now. And again, still with a basic fleet star. fuel burn is going to be quite strong, but we're passing another petrol station with the massive fuel carrier trailer parked outside of it fairly soon, so we'll be able to top up again. A corner tree? No. Ooh, and we're off. First time in the series pulling a larger trailer, unless you count the GMC parking up to one. So just swinging that around to check that's not the route that we wanted to the right, but it's not. We're actually looking for a proper road. So we've got to get through this muddy bit again. It's really struggling now, needing to drop down into low gear and put the differential on. But again, as I mentioned a moment ago, there's so many trees and power poles along the side of this road that we've got a big safety net. Plenty of winchable objects if we need to. Just need to make sure we don't hit that fallen tree. You probably noticed I popped the music back on for this episode, SnowRunner music. I just felt like there wasn't going to be much in the way of time-lapsing or speeding up, as we're doing so many little tasks and lots of short hauls. I felt I'd probably be talking a fair bit in between, and I felt that time-lapsing, speeding up the footage, may not be necessary in this one, so put the music back on for a bit of extra background noise. I may regret that when I come to edit it. We'll find out. Again, as I mentioned last episode, any thoughts on the speeding up the footage and music on, off, please let me know in the comments. Alright, we're back on some solid road. Now, it didn't take a huge amount of fuel to get through, to be honest. I believe we're swinging off to the right here. Let's take the all-wheel drive off. Yeah, you can see the mangled power lines up ahead. So let's start tracking that. And now we can find our way through the menus to drop off the concrete blocks. And there goes the fallen power line. So next up, it's Mountain Bridge. Which is why we went and got the metal beams. We could have grabbed them from the warehouse to the east, but by going up to town, it allowed us to grab the two sets so that we could deliver everything at once. And this is also one of those missions, like I was talking about earlier, where you do have to do it in stages. The one that I thought we had in town wasn't, but this is one of them where you can see that we need to deliver metal beams, then we need to deliver the concrete blocks. That was another roadblock up ahead then. I was like, ooh, we've gotten about a mission here or something, but yeah, we're okay. We're just winding our way up the road. I'm struggling with it a little bit. Let's put that in diff lock and just take it slow and steady rather than trying to barrel up but losing power. I think looking at the trailer, we've got plenty of clearance. Yeah. come out of all drive there. I'm meant to come out of diff lock and go into auto. Just as we're starting to flatten out a little bit. Still slow though. Still slow going. Let's grab some fuel as we're passing. Very bouncy road here. Again, slow going with all the metal beams and concrete blocks and a large trailer in hand. But we'll get there. And again, there's plenty of trees and power supports to winch onto if we needed to. They're all good. I'm burning a fair bit of fuel doing this. But we'll be dropping a lot of the weight in just a few seconds time. So I put it into low gear, even though I've taken us off all-wheel drive, because the low gear just keeps us at a constant rate of crawl, rather than automatic trying to change up and then maybe dying out on us. But now we're fully on the concrete, on the tarmac. We should be able to get away with that. So, 2 stages. We've got all the ingredients, if you will, on us. So, let's firstly drop the metal. And then the concrete. One brand new bridge, a promotion, and some more money. Wonderful, rank 4. At some point we're going to have to swing back to the garage to see what unlocks, what upgrades we've unlocked. But for now, we don't need to worry about that. So we're now going to head on over to the warehouse in the east, which is via this little route here. And whilst we're on our way, we're going to pick up, is it missing machinery? No, it's not that one. It might be a contract. Lost container, there we go. This is a very easy one. And because the container itself is just in the area here, all you need to do is make sure that you've got a crane. We can also say goodbye to our four slot trailer for now. I'm going to try and reverse down the hill slightly, just to give us the room to then. Ooh, that could have been dodgy. Just to give us the room to tuck it over to the side here. So I don't know when we'll potentially need this again, but it's fairly accessible here. And across our new bridge. Look at that. Get a better view when we're off it, of all those flooded farm fields. I hope you enjoyed that brief soiree onto some tarmac. I don't know if the soiree is the right word there. which most likely isn't. Brief adventure on some tarmac before getting stuck in the mud again. Almost literally stuck right there. As always, slow going but steady progress. Give our tyres a wash in the little stream here. And immediately get them dirty again. So let's see if we could winch onto something to give us a bit of help there. Didn't need it, but sometimes it can just speed you up a little. Star is quite a bouncy truck. You can see it sort of floating around on some of the corners, if you like. There we go, now that we're closer to the lost container, I've actually got a marker where we can pick it up. I could have just barreled across the corner there, but I want to make sure that we don't accidentally tip the truck. And I want to make sure that we approach this from a sensible angle. We're going to go in like that. Get the anchors out before we shoot the crane out. And we can just lift this over the head, really. As close to the truck as possible. In terms of above it, so we don't send the truck over on its side. And then pack the cargo, restore the crane, and reverse back up to the road. That's another contract complete. And then next up, we're on to roadblock. On the task, which is 2 sets of service spare parts, which we can grab from the factory here, or the warehouse. It also offers us bricks, metal beams, and concrete blocks, but I don't think we need any of those anytime soon. We do need bricks to deliver up here at some point, but if I remember correctly, there's a trader over here with some already on. And I don't really fancy dragging a trailer full of them through to the main road just yet, or do I? Right, let's just double check what we need for that one. So we need bricks, metal beams. No, so even if we took the bricks over, we'd have to come back for some metal beams at the same time, so it's not necessarily going to save us the journey at the moment. Unless we took metal beams, because there's already bricks up there. That, might be an idea. then yeah, we'll grab the trailer, fill it with metal beams, and then take it over to the road as well, because that might just save us a trip in future. And if it doesn't necessarily save us a direct trip, it means at least if we're coming back, we might just be with the Fleet Star to maybe grab some bricks if we can't get to that trailer easily without having to drag metal beams over again. Yeah, I'm doing it somewhat properly this time. But you can see that the fuel's still ticking down at 2.4 litres a minute. And by doing this, it's just burning unnecessary fuel. So restore the crane. Lovely sunset there. We'll pack the cargo, probably dive into photo mode for a second, and then go and repair a bridge. Unpack cargo, pack cargo, close that menu, dive into photo mode. I'll be back in a sec. So I'm not going to mess around trying to turn around in that space there, because we can just loop around the building. And it's back the way we came. See, that's where, when I mentioned earlier about being in auto, it kind of tried to change up, I believe, and then just kind of died out on me, really, because it couldn't get the speed. So that's where the low gears help. It's not the quickest, but maintaining a constant speed without dropping out like that is always handy. It's going to be a bit of a slow journey across this mountain path. You might be able to hear the Fleet Star. I'm really struggling with it. I think it may be time to drag it back to the garage at some point and check out what upgrades we've got so far, because I know we've certainly got that engine that we picked up right at the end of last episode, although again I don't know if it's a good one to have. I don't know whether it's improved over what we've got in here at the moment, or gives us more power but far more fuel consumption. I think we've still got a few levels to go until we can get off-road tyres, or I don't think you get mud tyres for this truck, but certainly off-road or all-terrain tyres. Ones that are worth having, at least. Because I think you can get some options straight away, I think. Might be completely wrong on that. But again, you can kind of cope with the highway tyres on the Fleet Star for the initial tasks and contracts. Certainly on Black River. And I think to a degree on the next map that we go to, which is Smithfield Dam. Just using the various trees here to help kind of propel us along, really. See, we're almost at the road. You can see that little stream. Let's try not to uproot that tree. It will come back if we do, but it just feels a bit sad to do that when we don't need to. So this is the slightly dangerous bit. There's no trees around, apart from small ones. But we are able to make it through without too much problems. It's a bit of slow going there, but it did the job. So I think once we reach this roadblock, I'll call that the end of the episode. I'm recording for almost an hour again. And I feel that we've made some good progress. We've got, what, 2 contracts finished. Took some materials over to complete half of another contract. And by the time we do this one, we'll have also completed 3 tasks as well. So all in all, 3 tasks, 2 contracts. It's a good bit of progress, and that's given us some more money and more experience. And there we go. Task complete. So that's opened up the road to get to this section of the map. We could do with rescuing that Kodiak at some point. I don't know whether the Fleet Star's up to it at the moment. And I think next episode we may also begin by grabbing the Chevy, bringing it over, and grabbing that upgrade there. But for now, as mentioned, I'm going to call it a day. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please leave any thoughts, feelings, feedback in the comments. As always, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. See you in the next one, and goodbye.